Birthright citizenship is going to be a difficult subject for some people, um, because they just feel like they're going to be left in the air with regards to what's going to happen after the Supreme Court makes its ruling, right? And I can give you a little bit of detail of what you can expect just based on the conversations and the arguments that's going on, not only within the Supreme Court with studies of law, but also with what's going on in Congress, committee meetings, and stuff like that. So let's go over here and let's check out some of the stuff that's popping off in these hearings.
Okay. Senator Blackburn.
Thank you so much. And I agree with you. These laws do need to be enforced. We need to know that people are indeed a citizen in order to protect one person, one vote. I am so pleased that Mr. Durbin brought up birth tourism. And Mr. Schweizer, I want to come to you. You know that I have introduced the Ban Birth Tourism Act, and that would indeed amend the Immigration and Nationality Act to clarify that birth tourism is not permissible.
See, I always go into, that Immigration and Nationality Act to let you guys know how all that domestic fighting that black people and white people were doing was just so devastating to the country that we are still haven't gotten it right. We still haven't got it right. What is 60 years? We still haven't gotten it right. We got all this uh departure from what's truly the American values, which is, hard work, uh, business and entrepreneurship, and family oriented. We taken that away up out of the American system in so many ways, and we've just given it to illegal migrants. And not only have we given it to illegal migrants, now in today's time, it's being exploited and exploited in such a way that is so devastating to the country that they're just mocking us. And there's other countries that's doing that as well, from Cuba to Mexico to Salvador to China to Korea to so many people, even countries from Africa. They just exploiting the American tax dollar when all we had to do, and it's sad because we still see white supremacy today. We still have black people who uh, pretty much still want to point the figure at the white man. At some point, we have got to acknowledge that it has to die down, and I believe in a lot of ways that it's beginning to do so. Uh, Particularly, what did the Immigration and Nationality do to the culture of America? Uh, that is between black people and white people. It created a big communication gap. It did, besides the economic wealth gap that has been created because of this act, as black people wasn't involved in the workforce, and white people are getting forced up out of the workforce as well, not just black people, by having a loss of opportunities, having a loss of being able to go after opportunities, and stuff is getting outsourced to other countries, which is coming back now. uh you have this big communications gap to where black people and white people are not talking, and these are the natives of the creation of this country. And so here we have a problem to where they're trying to get it right now. And this is the reason why I go into this, because the background of this whole conversation is not being discussed as such to make you understand the whole story.
And to help Professor Frost, this would apply to people that are here illegally or people that are coming on a temporary tourist visa, so that there's clarification on that point. But what we do know is this, and these are not Marcia's numbers. These are numbers that are coming to us on reviews by different agencies. We've got about 33,000 individuals that are exploiting our immigration and trying to circumvent the system when it comes to birthright citizenship. And we also know this isn't something that is accidental. This is something that really is quite intentional. And we are seeing the advertising of this in Russia and in China. People that are our adversaries that want to get in, want to have a child that is a citizen, want to have that Social Security number. They are here for a period of time. They go back. These companies ought to be illegal. As a veteran told me last week, our citizenship has never been and should not ever be addressed in this manner with people trying to game the system. So I want to give you a moment to talk about the importance of being explicit in our rule of law about not having birth tourism.
Senator, I think your legislation is a fantastic idea, and I think the reality is that the birth tourism industry essentially rests on the need to engage in visa fraud. These companies all instruct Chinese women who want to do this in the United States that when you come to the United States, lie on your visa. Do not say you're coming for a medical procedure.
And I think that's important to note right there. They are instructed how to game the system and how to lie as they fill out the form. And it is the Chinese Communist Party providing this instruction.
Yes, that's right, and it's members of the elite who are primarily doing this. And then you also have the reality that when they come to the United States, many of them are instructed by the birth tourism firms to tell the local hospitals, California, wherever they're going to have it done, that they're destitute, even though they're members of the Chinese elite. So many of them, this is well documented, pay $6,000 for a procedure that really, in fact, costs the hospital $40,000. So there's also a financial cost to this as well. So this is an industry that's predicated on gaming the system and lying about legal status.
There is no more of a bigger problem than what you see with illegal immigration than you see up out of California. California is, it's like, wow. If you look back in if even if you go back to the early 1990s, right, and you see the shift, right, and I'm talking about the demographic shift of people that have arrived into this country, and man, it just California has just been flooded and openly wanted to get flooded with illegal migrants, and it's troubling because we have a problem with getting these individuals out here, but a place like California, and one of the mainly only states that has been doing that for a number of years, and way more than probably any other state, is, that's on the Southwest. Because when you get to places like Arizona, they don't want these illegal migrants to be crossing the border. So California has got a problem to where it's not been enforced, and it's trying to be more encouraging to this, and it's been like this wound that has been opened up in the border to where once people get here, they just don't want to leave. And here we are, we have all these individuals who are having children in this nation. And see, it was one thing at one point to where economically, Mexico was exploiting all its economic problems into the United States, meaning that its economy wasn't doing good. But now it's another thing when they're trying to exploit the country as such, to the point of we want our land back, and we just openly allowing them to pretty much do so. So I don't understand the Democratic Party to where you want to uh, thwart the American system so much so that it's not recognizable. And how do you plan on staying in power when even for the demographic changes that you are, introducing into this country, you are not going to look like the same political party that you was looking like yesterday. And this is what you actually see and happening today.
Well, I agree with you on that. Mr. Cooper, let me come to you. I'm pleased that you are here with us, and I know that you led an amicus brief for Senator Schmidt and Congressman Roy. And we've had others, Senator Cruz and Congressman Jordan, have done some talking about the citizenship clause in the 14th Amendment. So talk about the rationale and the legal foundation used to arrive at the conclusions we see about the importance of upholding the original intent of the citizenship clause.
Yes, Senator Blackburn, thank you. As I've outlined, the original meaning of the Section 1 of the 14th Amendment can be linked directly with the meaning of the Civil Rights Act of 1866 and the proposition there that only the children of individuals who are not subject to a foreign power are entitled to birthright citizenship. It was clearly, as the leading authors and supporters of the Citizenship Clause made clear in the debates, that they did not intend to change that meaning. In fact, they intended to preserve that meaning, but even though they used different words, subject to the jurisdiction thereof. And the interpretation of the ambiguous term jurisdiction comes clear in that debate. Really, it's not a close question. It means complete jurisdiction, not a temporary or local jurisdiction like a visiting foreigner might owe to the United States, but the complete and total jurisdiction, meaning, as the Supreme Court in the Elk against Wilkin case said, which is the most directly relevant precedent on this, that the individual must owe an immediate and direct allegiance to the United States. That is not something that illegal aliens
Sure.
qualify, nor visiting sojourners, as they were called, from foreign countries.
And see, people might get upset with my whole show and the direction that it be going with regards to illegal immigration, but you have to respect the fact that, first of all, I'm trying to, offer you an understanding of this whole law. But when you look at, like he said, the individuals who this law, I mean, excuse me, this constitutional amendment was put in place for, right? And it was primarily for black individuals. But there is no other people in this nation who has assimilated into the American culture like black people. We haven't come from another nation into this nation. No, we helped actually build this nation. We were a part of the foundations of this country, which helps this country grow economically. And a lot of these, and I mean, a lot of people still, a lot of these people today are still flourishing off of what has been built off the black people's back, including the illegal immigrant with the Immigration and Nationality Act, with the Civil Rights Act. So much so, the so it's hard to fathom as a person who respects his own people, watching people respect their um history so much, their lineage, their ancestry so much, but deprives me of the right to have pride for mine. It's just like, dude, like here you are, you want to uh exploit, you want to abuse something that we are not going to allow you to sit up here and abuse, and you have to respect the fact that individuals are going to fight for their home, right? Something that a place like Mexico sold, their politicians sold them out to. All right, this is not conquered land, as you would say. This is bought land, which means that all the land leasing that was going on, if you had a right to keep those land leasing, in regards to the whole Chicano movement, a part of that was that the land grants that were uh, had something to do with land grants that individuals' lands was taken away. Well, I mean, even then, y'all accepted the money. So how are you going to fight and do it in a manipulative way and expect people just to be able to fall for y'all manipulation like we don't understand going on when you blatantly say that we want to take this land back, and when you got individuals like the president of Mexico right now who uh in some of their administration, some of that administration who blatantly say that if you go to America and assimilate, then you are considered a traitor. Black people are the only people that have fully assimilated into this nation, along with, white people.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator.
Welcome back.
All right.
Yo, what's good, family? It's your boy Tiny Cross-H.U.G. Hope, unity.
All right. So I just want to give y'all just a brief description of this whole birthright citizenship thing and where it's going. Where it's going. I'm surprised that they're not talking about it more to the to the forefront, because it's such a big issue. One thing that I think is a shame for the country is that they're going to have a hard problem with getting individuals who came over here illegally. Their parents came over here illegally, and what end up happening is that because of the system and the way it's set up, unless the law is applied retroactively, some laws are applied retroactively, that some of these individuals are still going to remain in this country when they wasn't supposed to be here in the first place. They didn't come through legal means. Then, even though uh, the crime of the father should not be placed on the child, still, if what is and who else is it supposed to be who else is it supposed to be placed on in terms of citizenship if it's not with regards to birthright citizenship? That's something that has to be thoroughly discussed, because you know they are having ways to get individuals up out of here, especially ones who are threatening in a violent manner, in a criminal matter, the aspects besides this crossing the border illegally, um, the American system. Now, black people uh, have to correct themselves in terms of culture on with regards to straightening up and not wanting to see themselves be involved in some type of uh, institutionalization uh, when it comes to prison, and it's just making it harder and harder to do so when we not getting the opportunities out here, and it is being given to people who have crossed the border illegally. So this is a matter that is somewhat personal, you know what I'm saying? Because I get tired of seeing black people homeless in the street, knowing that they have the opportunities. If they had the opportunities, they will take them. And I can't say that because I've spoken to some of them. Some of these individuals are chefs. Some of these individuals go and do different things, and it's sad to see that. One of the main issues that I see when it comes to being employed around a whole bunch of other people, the first thing they want to target is black person got an attitude. Let's get rid of them. Let's find a way to get rid of them. This is what you see going on because I have had, uh, you know, prior relationships with girls and that have come from other countries and who have gotten refugee status, right? and they let me know that, like, yeah, this group over here, they be having that light skin. They can be black, but they be having that light skin. They be like, listen, this group over here told me let's get rid of the black people. Let's get rid of the black people, and then because they be coming from Belize, they know the language, and so they think that they getting along with them. And I'll be like, man, don't get yourself caught up in that. You see, that's the problem. That's what's going on over here in the city. I mean, in California, in the city of Los Angeles, a lot, to where they always trying to get people up out of their jobs. A lot of black people will understand me with this, and a lot of other population already know what's happening, what's going on. I, you know, I tried. It was a young girl who came from, I think she came from Arkansas. She was looking for a job as a chef, and she was staying out there homeless on the street, and she was, beautiful. I'm like, I told her, like, don't allow yourself to get caught up in this. Don't start doing no drugs. Don't do all the things that you see these individuals fall in the trap to, and to where you staying out here 2, 3 years, because if you do, you'll never come back to yourself. Stay, you know, keep that black pride, keep that, that power to understand the fight that your ancestors had to go through to actually make it in this country, because if you lose that, then that's when you've lost. And I haven't seen her, so hopefully she got on her feet. Man, I hope so, because she was coming out here from another state and wound up out on the streets homeless and without a job as a chef. Um, I don't know how long she had been out there, so it's a sad story. Tiny Cross-H.U.G on the Trumped Up Live Show. I just wanted you to get a sneak peek about what's going on with this whole birthright citizenship thing. And man, let's get it right. It's a good day to be a soldier.